You think the DBs maybe had a little bit better of a day today? I know they got beat a lot yesterday. Do you think they're breaking up more passes today?
Well, you're always competing, day one, day two. And the biggest thing is when you see as many plays from a pass standpoint as we do over the course of practice, you're naive to think that they're not going to catch something, And so what we try to do is evaluate it based on their technique fundamentals, coach them there, and then we're going to fight to finish as best we can on any given rep. So, no, we just want to see guys compete using technique, and that's what practice is for.
Is it an advantage to be going up against some of the best wideouts in Pac-12 and day in, day out of practice?
Well, it needs to be, and it has to be one of those things that we have the maturing ourselves from a mental standpoint, understanding that just what I mentioned is if you're going to throw the ball, you're going to see 100 passes a day between the 7-on-7s and 11-on-11s. If every time they catch a ball on you, then you're going to all of a sudden lose focus and not play the next rep and maybe as appropriate as you otherwise should, then you're not getting better as a DB. And so it's a two-way street. It's good to go against these guys. But you're also going to get any plays off in this offense from a DB standpoint. They're not going to run a bunch of plays and you just get back to the huddle and get the next call. That ball's going to come your way. And so in any event, take advantage of those reps and focus again on you, less about those individuals that you're going against.
Talk about the experience and synergy between Moulton, Taylor, Jalen, and Marcellus. It seems like they are really excited to play with each other, and you could see it these first 2 days.
Yeah, and what you find is from a trust standpoint, we see the guys, it starts by getting lined up, making sure the communications are right. And those guys, those safeties have done it. Those corners have heard those communications. And then that's where it starts. We're all on the same page, and it's very difficult to be a good defense if you're not. So that's a great starting point. And then it puts you in a situation where you have an opportunity to be that much more successful when the ball actually is snapped. So having experienced guys, quality guys that can run, and they got nothing they can't get better on. There's everything they can improve on. But no, been pleased through 2 days. But even piggyback in spring, I think we're going in the right direction.
George Hicks with a pick on Falk today. Could you see him maybe pushing himself into some playing time?
It's way too early to say, but what you like to see with young guys that are given an opportunity to take advantage of it, that's what you want. And probably one of your biggest frustrations in coaching is when a guy gets an opportunity, you throw him out there, and they don't take advantage of it. Now, it may not be a pick, but just at the moment's too big for him type of thing. Because everybody talks about how they want playing time until they get it. In some cases. So, in any event, I was excited just to see him go out there, play football, and the ball's thrown your way, go up after it. So that was good to see.
The 4 DBs that he mentioned, are those kind of the ones you're comfortable with right now, or are there a few other guys who have a chance to kind of crack that rotation there?
Those 4, Marcus Strong is another one that I think is a young player that Sean Harper was a junior college guy that came into the mid-year. All those guys, you can't have enough depth. And every guy I don't mention, there's some young guys that are going to have to assume more of a role than maybe they even realize at this point. And Skylar Thomas, who's running with the 2s type of thing. So all those guys got to envision themselves being part of the. If not the 11, they got to be in the top 22, and most of the time we're going to somehow, some way play 22 guys.
Jahad Woods has some speed on him out there, great size, looks fundamentally sound. Can you talk about Jahad and what his?
He's a redshirt freshman that it looked as attacked fall camp through two. It's so early in fall camp, but you saw a major difference between him attacking fall versus the spring, and a lot of that is the transition from a red shirt to competing in the spring, and now that you've had those reps, the speed reps against quote unquote the varsity, and then you come back at fall camp, and so far there's been that carryover, and that's good because again I mentioned 22 guys. I mean it's not just the 11 guys that are starters. You need guys like that battling and competing for playing time.
Can you kind of talk about the imprint that Coach Phelps has left on the D-line so far? It's only been a short time that he's been here, but,
sure.
But so far, what has he done for that group?
Well, I think if you ask those guys, I think they tell you very cerebral. I think he's from a technical standpoint doing a phenomenal job. Not to suggest that hasn't taken place in the past, but he's brought in our system. I think major emphasis on penetration, but also major emphasis on finishing plays. That's been an Achilles heel for us over the last couple years, not just at the front, also on the back end. and that's a measurable way for us to get better. And so that's one of the emphasis that he's placed on those guys to make sure they're finishing plays.
You said there's been a few playful jabs about the Holiday Bowl. Does he kind of give you guys a hard time about that at all, or is it mostly in the past?
He's a professional. Yeah, they deserve to win that game.
Yeah. All right, thank you.
All right.